Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol. श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नामने गौरतुषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 24, Text 26. So as we were discussing, this particular section of Srimad Bhagavatam is in prose form. So we can't recite, but we can read together the 26th text. Tasya mahanubhavasya anupatham amrijita kasayah ko va vidah parihina bhagavad anugraha upaji gamishati iti. So here we are reading the glories of Bali Maharaj. As we know, Bali Maharaj is one of the 12 Mahajans. Mahajans means great people. Of course, in this world, there is different definition of great people. One who has Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan, Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki Jai, Patit Pavan Gaur Nitai ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So in this world, definition of great people is different. Greatness in this world means power, money, beauty, etc. And this world has seen many great people. Big conquerors, big kings, big artists, big people. But actual Mahajan is pure devotee of Lord. Because he conquers the Lord himself. Materialistic people, they may conquer a piece of land. They may conquer a particular sect of people. But a pure devotee conquers the Supreme Lord. And how difficult it is to conquer the Supreme Lord. Imagine, we were discussing yesterday also, how difficult it is to please anybody in this world. Husband, wife, children, father, mother, friends. So difficult to please anybody. But what is the expectation of people in this world? So insignificant. They may need some food, they may need some shelter, they may need some money, security. And Krishna is Raso Vaisa. He is source of all pleasure. He is source of all ananda. Imagine what can please him. Srimati Radharani cooks every day new dish for Krishna. Never repeated from eternity. Difficult to understand. She never repeated any particular dish for Krishna. Every day cooking new and new items. Therefore she is called Vidyarthini. She learns every day. Cooks new and new things for Krishna. So who can please Krishna? Very difficult. Pure devotee pleases Krishna. By the virtue of his devotional service. Therefore they are called Mahajan. But there are so many Mahajans. Is Radharani not a Mahajan? She also a Mahajan. Is Gopas and Gopis and Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, they are not Mahajans? They are also Mahajans. But in material world, there are some examples for us to follow. We cannot follow Yashoda. We cannot follow Nanda Maharaj. You know, there are so many pastimes in 10th canto where Krishna is doing some activity which is establishing his Supreme Personality of Godhead, then also Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda are not believing it. Like, he killed Putana. And what Nanda Maharaj is saying? Oh, by great mercy of the Lord, our child is saved. Trinavrat was killed. And the Brajvasis say, see, sinful people, they die themselves. And pious people, they are saved. So our child is saved. He lifted Govardhan Hill in front of everybody. Then also, they are thinking, no, my child must be hungry. Yashoda Mata thought, 7 days he didn't eat, he must be hungry. As soon as Krishna placed Govardhan Hill down, Mother Yashoda is preparing food for him. This is love of Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. We can't follow it, very difficult. But there are some examples in the material world whom we can follow. And therefore we say, Mahajano yena gatha sapantha. You have to follow Mahajans. Which Mahajans? 12 Mahajans. And these 12 Mahajans, one of them is Bali Maharaj. So in most of the cases in these 12 Mahajans, they were not pure devotee, or at least they didn't exhibit symptoms of a pure devotee in the beginning. Like Dhruva Maharaj. He was displaying as if he is a Sakam Karmi. He wanted big benefit from the Lord. By virtue of devotional service, he got purified. 4 Kumaras, they were enacting as if they are impersonalists. But when they got smell of tulsi leaf offered in the lotus feet of the Lord, they became devotees. Sukadeva Goswami, another Mahajan. Sukadeva Goswami was enacting also as an impersonalist. But when he heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Vyasdev, again became devotee for teaching us. In the same way, Bali Maharaj, in his pastime, he was enacting a role of a demon. We were having discussion, Mataji, after the class day before yesterday. How can he be a demon? No, he was not a demon, but he was enacting as if he is a demon, teaching us that even a demon can become a pure devotee. So there is hope for everybody. They say every sinner has a future and every saint has a past. So they'll say like that. So everybody has a hope. They can become devotee. So Bali Maharaj was enacting like a demon. And he fought against the demigods. He took over Indra's kingdom, doing so many yajnas for increasing his power. And there Vamandev comes. Vamandev begs for 3 steps of land. We were discussing day before yesterday. And Bali Maharaj could offer everything to Vamandev because he was following another Mahajan, that is Prahlad Maharaj. So how to become a Mahajan? By following Mahajan. One time Prabhupada was giving class on 12 Mahajans. And one devotee after the class, he said, Prabhupada, we heard about 12 Mahajans, but you are the 13th Mahajan. Then Prabhupada said, you are the 14th Mahajan. Because we are following Mahajans, we all can become Mahajans. Great people, means devotees of the Lord. But Bali Maharaj, in his humility, is expressing how, even though he had opportunity to follow a great devotee, Prahlad Maharaj, he could not follow him because of his material desires. So this is humility of Bali Maharaj. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Bali Maharaj said, persons like us who are still attached to material enjoyment, who are contaminated by the modes of material nature, who lack the mercy of Supreme Personality of Godhead, cannot follow the supreme path of Prahlad Maharaj, the exalted devotee of the Lord. So 3 things he is saying. One is attachment to material enjoyment. One who is attached to material enjoyment, he cannot follow spiritual master. He cannot follow pure devotees. We sing every day in Guru Puja, Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Kariya Ekya Arana Kariho Mane Asha. Means, hearing from spiritual master is the only duty of disciple. Guru Mukha Padma Vakya, whatever is coming from his lotus mouth, Chiteta Kariya Ekya, one has to completely accept it in the heart. And not only that, Arana Kariho Mane Asha means no other desire apart from that. Many times we call people, come to temple, that is one thing. But then we add, do not forget. It's like more emphasizing. So Guru Puja is saying, okay, you accept words of spiritual master as your life and soul, but no other desire. If we have other desires, material enjoyment, we cannot follow spiritual master. In Bengali, there is a saying, Dudo khabo, tambaku khabo. Means what? One person was eating a lot of tobacco. So he went to the doctor. The doctor said, due to eating of this tobacco, you are becoming sick. So you should drink milk and leave eating tobacco. So the patient said, I will drink milk as you are saying, but I'll also eat tobacco. Dudo khabo means I'll drink milk, but also tambaku khabo. I'll take tobacco also. So it will not work. The process will not work. When we come to ISKCON, we learn do's and don'ts, both. One is following 4 regulative principles. We have to leave certain things, nishedh. And then vidhi, do's. We have to chant 16 rounds, associate with devotees, read Shastra. Do's and don'ts both. So if we have material enjoyment, desires for material enjoyment, first, we cannot follow. Second is, if we are contaminated by modes of material nature, how we reflect that in our life? Sometimes we feel too inspired. I'll do so much service, I'll clean the whole temple, I'll go, I'll arrange this, arrange that. And some days, I don't want to come out of my bed. That is influence of 3 modes. Actually, in Western countries now, the leave is also approved if you're not feeling good. This expression, I'm into weather, right? I'm not feeling like going to the work. That means what? Influence of the modes. You've seen that painting? The 3 modes are making people dance like puppets. Prabhupada made that painting in Bhagavad Gita. Modes. So if we are influence of the modes, we can't follow. And third is, which is the most important factor, lack of mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ultimately, this path is path of grace. Without mercy of Supreme Lord, we cannot follow even instructions of the Supreme Lord, even instruction of the spiritual master. So Bali Maharaj is saying, because of these three reasons, I could not follow Prahlad Maharaj. Although he was available to me, I could not follow. Purport. It is said that for spiritual realization, one must follow great personalities like Lord Brahma, Devarshi Narad, Lord Shiva, Prahlad Maharaj. The path of bhakti is not at all difficult if we follow in the footsteps of previous acharyas and authorities. But those who are too attached, too materially contaminated by the modes of material nature, cannot follow them. Although Bali Maharaj was actually following the path of his grandfather, because of his great humility, he thought that he was not. It is characteristic of advanced Vaishnavas following the principles of bhakti that they think themselves ordinary human beings. It is not an artificial exhibition of humility. A Vaishnava sincerely thinks this way and therefore never admits his exalted position. So the secret of advancement in spiritual life is to follow the instructions of pure Vaishnavas. That's the secret. And when we follow the instructions of previous Vaishnavas, we were discussing last class also, Krishna becomes very, very favorable. Difficult things become easy when we have mercy. Easy things also become difficult when we don't have mercy. Therefore, when we come to devotional life, it's not about skills, it's not about expertise, it's about devotion. And devotion is property of devotees. Even Krishna cannot give devotion. As Krishna gives devotion, he will be called partial. Why is not giving devotion to everybody? Only devotees can give devotion. Therefore, we all can reflect in our life how we got Krishna consciousness. We were not searching Krishna on the streets of our place, that where is Krishna, where is Radharani, where is Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Some devotee came in our life. And therefore Krishna came in our life. When Sukadeva Goswami came to Parikshit Maharaj, you know that how in the end of first canto this description comes, where Parikshit Maharaj got cursed and is waiting so many sages. He is asking them, how can I attain the perfection of life in 7 days? I have only 7 days. And different sages are giving different remedies. Oh, you have to do karma kanda. You have to do austerities. But I have only 7 days. Not possible. And that time Sukadeva Goswami comes. Young boy. And everybody gets up to respect him. Sukadeva Goswami was so detached. His clothes were 10 directions. That means he never wore any clothes. And he never stayed in one place more than few minutes. They say that as much as time is required to milk a cow, maybe few minutes, that much time he would wait in one place. Otherwise he would go to next place. Because there is saying, if water and sadhu stays in one place for a long time, they rot actually. So sadhus always travel. Another reason is they have to preach Krishna consciousness. So Sukadeva Goswami was traveling everywhere. But here Sukadeva Goswami came, not only he stayed for 7 full days reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. Parikshit Maharaj expressed his gratitude. He says a very beautiful thing. He says, I know, my dear spiritual master Sukadeva Goswami, why you are here, I know the reason. You are not here for me. I am not qualified enough to get your association. Why you are here? Because I have relationship with Pandavas. Because I am the grandson of Pandavas, and Krishna loved Pandavas, you love Krishna, therefore you are giving time to us. Beautiful connection. In the same way, Bhishma, when Bhishma was on the bed of arrows, preparing to leave his body, he waited for so many months. And finally Krishna comes, along with Pandavas, along with different women like Draupadi, and everybody was there. And Bhishma Pitama also says the same thing. He tells Yudhishthira Maharaj, you know why Krishna came today? Not because of me, because of you. He wanted you to learn from me, and therefore he brought you with him. And because of you, I am getting Krishna's association. So this is the process through devotees, through acharyas. But the problem is, due to our own limitations, we fail to follow the instructions of great acharyas. And this humility, of course, for sadhakas, this is reality, this is not humility. But for pure devotees, this is humility. We see that. Like Srila Prabhupada, when he would remember Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he would cry. There are so many recordings also you can hear. Prabhupada is saying, I am very grateful to all of you because you are helping me to serve the orders of my spiritual master. In Mayapur, you have seen the Lotus building. How many devotees saw Lotus building? Yes, few devotees. When Lotus building was complete, that's the first building in Mayapur. When Lotus building was complete, it was like an inauguration program. And Prabhupada came, all devotees were dancing. Prabhupada sat on his Vyasasana. Everybody was so eager, what Prabhupada will speak. They were expecting, Prabhupada will say, yes, this Krishna consciousness will spread all over the world, and he was very proud. What Prabhupada said? He said, I am not qualified to be your leader. And everybody was shocked what Prabhupada is saying. I am not qualified to be your leader because I could not do anything to serve my spiritual master. All of you are helping me to serve my spiritual master. Therefore, you are more dear to him than me. That is Srila Prabhupada's humility. He is feeling I am not able to follow my spiritual master. Now let's think about Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He was the scholar, greatest scholar of his time. Actually, Vedic calculation is done through movement of the moon. Like we celebrated Navami, and then today is Dashmi, tomorrow is Ekadashi. These are all movements of the moon. Purnima means full moon, Amavasya means new moon. All these are calculation done through moon. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was so expert, he did all calculations through the movement of the sun. And he wrote commentary on Surya Siddhanta. At the age of 5 or 6, he memorized whole Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Full. He can recite at the age of 5 and 7. He was so expert that he was studying in a college, and the university thought he's too intelligent for us to teach. They offered him that you become the head of department for Sanskrit in the same college when he was a student. He was so expert. But where he goes to take shelter? To Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj with external calculation, who cannot even write his own name. With external calculation, Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj was an illiterate. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur goes multiple times to beg initiation from him. We know this pastime. Finally, he gets initiation. When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur started to preach, Gaudiya Math was established, so many disciples. What he was saying in one time on disappearance day of Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, he was saying, I feel ashamed to call the name of my Guru Maharaj because he is so special, he is so exalted, and I am so fallen. Just to tell that I am disciple of Gaur Krishnadas Babaji Maharaj, I feel ashamed because he is Param Bhagavat, he is Maha Bhagavat, and I am so fallen. Again, feeling of humility. When Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur completed his commentary on Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is called Anubhashya, he completed the whole commentary, like Prabhupada wrote on Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati also wrote. So he wrote the whole commentary, and at the end what he is writing? He is writing, today, on this auspicious day, when I completed this commentary on Chaitanya Charitamrita, whom to tell this good news? Because my Guru Maharaj is not present. My father Bhaktivinoda Thakur is not present. Success of spiritual life, if they are pleased by my service, since they are not there, I am feeling helpless. I am feeling completely unqualified. That's the mood of a Vaishnava. And therefore, we have to understand our advancement in spiritual life depends how much we are attached to the devotees, pure devotees of Lord, the acharyas. We are not directly approaching Krishna. When we directly approach Krishna, Krishna may be very strict. But when we approach through devotees, Krishna becomes very, very easy, very, very favorable. There is example in Ramayana where Jayant, who is the son of Indra, one time he was watching from heaven Lord Ramchandra and Sita Devi in the forest of Chitrakoot. And what Lord Ramchandra was doing, he was decorating Sita with flowers, the forest flowers. And when Lord Ramchandra decorated Sita, anyway she is so beautiful, she is the mother of whole universe. She is so beautiful. But then when Lord Ramchandra himself decorated her with flowers, she became more beautiful. And then Jayanta from heaven thought, I must enjoy Sita. So when Lord Ramachandra, after decorating Sita, Lord Ramchandra placed his head on the lap of Sita and he took rest. He was sleeping. Jayanta comes in the form of a crow and he attacks Sita. And Mother Sita was praying that may this crow go away before Lord Ram gets up. Because if Lord Ram sees this crow is disturbing me, he is going to kill him. She still has that affectionate motherly feeling for somebody who is also affecting her. So anyway, Lord Ramchandra got up and he saw this crow has wounded Sita. Even it was bleeding. So he was so angry, Lord Ram shooted an arrow. Actually, he didn't even shoot an arrow. He picked up a piece of grass and he empowered that grass to become an arrow and released to attack Jayanta. Now Jayanta ran for his life. He went to Indra. He said, please save me. Indra said, I cannot help you. He went to Brahma, Shiva, long past time. He did whole universe tour. And finally, he met Narad. Narad said a very beautiful thing. Narad said, if Lord Ram had to kill you, will he chase you like this? You are going around everywhere talking to different people and this arrow cannot shoot you. Lord Ram is so expertise, within a blink of eye, he can destroy the whole world. So it's not that this arrow has to chase you all over. If Lord Ram had to kill you, he would have killed you long back. That means he is showing you some lesson. Go beg forgiveness. And Jayanta comes, begged forgiveness. Lord Ram spared his life. Only give him a token punishment. Now Sri Vaishnavas, they draw a very beautiful lesson from this pastime. They say, Ravana also did the same mistake. He attacked Sita, he touched Sita, he tried to enjoy Sita. Ram killed him. And Jayanta was spared. Jayanta was not killed. Why? Same mistake, same crime, but they're different punishments. One was released, one was killed. What was the reason? So Sri Vaishnava says, because when Ravana was killed, Mother Sita was not present there. And this time, when Jayanta did mistake, Mother Sita was present there. And who is Mother Sita? She represents Aladani Shakti, the devotional energy. So when there is devotional energy, when there is devotee present, Lord Ram or Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they do not take any offenses. Even though person is very, very sinful, he is very fallen, then also they do not take any offenses. This is greatness of taking shelter of a devotee. And therefore, we have to try our best that we try to follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, our spiritual master, with whole heart. The sixth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam is called Poshan. Poshan means nourishment. Nourishment means food for the soul. What is the food for the soul? Bhakti. But then 7th canto describes how this bhakti comes. The Sanskrit term of 7th canto is Utaya. Utaya means desires. Now we all are struggling with desires. Here it is mentioned, contaminated by mode of material nature, material enjoyment, and so forth. So we all are attached to some or other desires, material desires. How to convert these material desires to spiritual desires? In the beginning of 7th canto, Sridhar Swami, who is the original commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam, he mentions, if you have Mahat Kripa, mercy of a pure devotee, material desires will be converted into spiritual desires. And if there is Mahat Kopat, Kopa means anger, if we displease pure devotees, even pious desires, even favorable desires become unfavorable. And he gives very beautiful example. He gives example that 4 Kumaras go to Vaikuntha and they wanted to have darshan of the Lord. And who stopped them? Jay and Vijay. Right? Jay and Vijay stopped the 4 Kumaras. Now Jaya and Vijay were in Vaikuntha. They were on the door of Vaikuntha means what? They were in Vaikuntha. But because they displeased four Kumaras, they got material desires and they become demons. They became demons. On the other hand, look at Prahlad Maharaj. He was born in the family of demons, in the womb of mother who is also demonic family, and Narad Muni became merciful to Prahlad. In the womb he became devotee. See, one in Vaikuntha, which is the most favorable environment, there somebody can become from devotee to demon because displeasing Vaishnavas. On other hand, in a demon family, in the womb of a demon mother, Prahlad became pure devotee. Why? Pleasing a pure devotee, Narad Muni. This is the power of mercy of a devotee, Sridhar Swami explains. Another beautiful example comes in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We know Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted a spiritual master who was Ishwar Puri. The spiritual master of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Ishwar Puri. And the spiritual master of Ishwar Puri was Madhavendra Puri. Very exalted personality. Madhavendra Puri had two disciples. One Ishwar Puri, actually he had many disciples, but at that moment he had two. Ishwar Puri and Ramachandra Puri. Now Ramachandra Puri and Ishwar Puri both are serving the same spiritual master. Sometimes we have this understanding, oh, this spiritual master is good or that spiritual master is good, that temple is good or that temple is good. Let me relocate to this place so that my devotional life will be more intensified. But they both had same spiritual master, serving at exactly same place, same details, everything same. But what happened is, Madhavendra Puri would cry in separation from Krishna, day and night. And this Ramachandra Puri comes and he tells, my dear Guru Maharaj, why are you crying? Krishna is everywhere. Krishna is in this pillar also. Krishna is inside you. Actually, you are also Krishna. I am also Krishna. Everybody is Krishna. What is this philosophy? This Mayavad philosophy. And when he was preaching this Mayavad philosophy, Madhavendra Puri became so upset. He said, you rascal, you at the end of my life, you are preaching me this Mayavad philosophy. I am crying for Krishna. I want to go back to him. I don't want to look at your face. Go away. He rejected. Now, Ishwar Puri, on the other hand, he was so humble. He would not try to teach his spiritual master. He would just simply, humbly serve him. He would clean for Madhavendra Puri. He would cook for Madhavendra Puri. When Madhavendra Puri would cry, he would sing different bhajans and kirtans to support his bhava in separation to Krishna. And what is the result? Ramachandra Puri, who was rejected by his guru, he became fault finder number one. His whole devotion got completely vanished. He would find faults in devotees, he would find faults in spiritual master, and finally in Jagannath Puri he also find faults in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Fell down. Here, Ishwar Puri, just by menial service to his Guru Maharaj, what he received? He became the ocean of prema. He became the ocean of love of Godhead. And so much so that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted Ishwar Puri as his Guru, as his spiritual master. That is the secret. Srila Prabhupada was giving a class in Vrindavan and he asked devotees, okay, what is the most important quality of a spiritual master? Many devotees raised their hand. So Prabhupada asked one devotee, okay, you answer. So this devotee said, Prabhupada, a spiritual master should know all the scriptures. Prabhupada said, wrong. And half of the hands went down. Then he asked, okay, anyone else? Another devotee spoke. Prabhupada, a spiritual master should be very expert in preaching. Prabhupada said, wrong. And many other hands went down. Then another devotee said, Prabhupada, he should be chanting so many rounds a day. Prabhupada said, wrong. Now nobody is raising their hand. The Prabhupada said, most important quality of a spiritual master is he is a good disciple himself. That makes him the best spiritual master. If somebody is following parampara nicely, if they execute the orders of previous acharyas nicely, they themselves become empowered to serve Krishna. Themselves become empowered to preach Krishna consciousness. And therefore, out of these 3 points which Bali Maharaj is raising here, attachment to material enjoyment contamination by the modes. These 2 points can easily be rectified if we simply follow the instructions of a spiritual master word for word. And then comes the empowerment, the third factor, mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That comes. Actually, many times we think that we need some special empowerment or mercy to execute devotional service. No. We have to put our endeavor, and seeing our endeavor, Krishna becomes merciful. It's both-way process. There are different theories. One is monkey and monkey baby theory. You heard about it? Monkey and monkey baby theory. Monkey, have you seen monkey carrying the baby? Yeah, you see how monkey carries his baby. She doesn't hold. The baby has to catch the monkey, right? She had no problem. She is jumping from one building to another. We see a lot of monkeys in India, therefore we experience. She jumps from one building to another. The baby has to caught hold to the mother. If baby leaves, he will fall. It's problem of baby. This is impersonalist. Monkey and monkey baby. All spiritual advancement depends on the individual. He has to become detached from the world. He has to realize Supreme Lord is everywhere. Impersonalist theory is monkey and monkey baby theory. Now there is another theory, cat and kitten theory. Have you seen how cat carries the baby? Now child doesn't have to do anything. The mother is carrying the baby. That type of theory is of pseudo sadhus who say you don't have to practice anything. Just come to our programs, give us some donation, and you will go back to Godhead. There's so many sadhus like that. Prabhupada would tell that they say, okay, you give us dakshina, we'll give you diksha, we'll give you initiation, that's it. You are liberated. That is cat and kitten theory. No, that is also not our philosophy. Our philosophy is hold and pull theory. What is hold and pull theory? Hold and pull philosophy. If somebody falls down, you give them a hand, they also have to catch your hand. And with combined effort of a sadhaka and parampara, the devotee gets transported to the spiritual world. That is our theory, hold and pull theory. So we give our endeavors, we offer our endeavors to Krishna, then Krishna empowers, Krishna also blesses through parampara. And with this combined effort of a sadhaka and parampara, a devotee reaches back home, back to Godhead. So both are important. Our endeavor and then Krishna's mercy. So this beautiful section, Bali Maharaj is expressing how a devotee should be through his own example. And then Sukadeva Goswami is again glorifying that how shall I enough glorify Bali Maharaj? Such devotees are so special, so rare. And this is beauty of Krishna consciousness, that there is no envy. Sukadeva Goswami is not feeling insecure that, oh, I am also a Mahajan and he is also a Mahajan. How can I glorify another person who is in the same field? You see, if somebody is a very good pujari, other devotees may not feel any competition with them. But another pujari, then they compete. In the same way, if you can sing very nicely and somebody who doesn't know how to sing, they may have no competition. But if you are a very good singer, you go to Mayapur Kirtan Mela, you feel, why my name is not there? I am also an accomplished singer. In the same way, you don't want to give class, it's fine. But you're a good speaker and your name is not mentioned for any schedule, 2 months in the temple, 5 months, 6 months in the temple, no schedule came for you to give class, person become insecure. What am I not good enough? Sukadeva Goswami is glorifying another Mahajan, Bali Maharaj. Because in spiritual world there is no envy. Everybody is glorifying others. Prabhupada would call this as Vaikuntha consciousness. And Vaikuntha consciousness will only be possible when we keep Krishna in the center. When we have a common center, we all can become winners. When we put ourselves in the center, we all fight. Last example I will give and then I will end. In Samudra Manthan, the churning of the ocean, the nectar was desired by both demigods and demons. And they both came together to churn the ocean. And both were thinking, demigods were thinking, when the nectar will come, we'll snatch it away and we'll run. We'll not give it to the demons. Jai Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai, Patit Pavan Gauranitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So both were thinking, we will not give this nectar to other party. Demigods were thinking, we'll not give it to demons. Demons were thinking we will not give it to the demigods. Okay, churning started, the poison came, so many things came, finally nectar came. And when nectar came, Asuras, demons, snatched that pot and ran. But the surprising thing is, they could not drink that nectar. Why? It's not that Mohini Avatar came immediately. No. They could not drink nectar because they got the pot and they were fighting among themselves. Aham purvam, nattam, nattam. I will drink first, you will not drink, you will not drink. They're fighting among themselves. If they would have cooperated, before Mohini Avatar came, they would have drank the nectar. Is it so difficult? You have pot in your hand, but they could not drink it. Why? Because they're fighting among themselves. Same verse, aham purvam, nattam, nattam. These two lines come in 10th canto also. When Gopas, they are going with Krishna, the Krishna's coward friends are going with Krishna in forest. And Krishna Balaram, they went ahead, little bit ahead, and these Gopas were left little behind. And now they decided, coward friends decided, now let's have a race. And let's see who will touch Krishna first. That was the competition. Aham purvam. They are saying, I will touch Krishna first. I'll be the winner. And who was the winner in this race? Who was the winner? Everybody. Because they ran and they touched Krishna. Everybody touched Krishna at the same time, at the same moment. They all became the winner. This is difference between material world and spiritual world. Material world, because everybody competes with each other, there's no Vaikuntha consciousness, everybody want to place themselves in the center, there are so many fights. And nobody is satisfied. On the contrary, we put Krishna in the center, we cooperate with each other, we try to serve Krishna, we all go back to Godhead together. Like if you are sitting in a train, maybe somebody is sitting in the first compartment, maybe second compartment, third compartment. We don't need to run within the train to compete with each other. Whole train will reach the destination. In the same way, we join this wonderful parampara, this wonderful movement. If we just follow instructions of previous acharyas, we all together go back home, back to Godhead. There is no question of fighting. There is no question of disagreement. There is no question of discontentment. This is the beauty of Krishna consciousness. So wonderfully, we are reading this section. Then further, Sukdev Goswami will describe the other lower planetary systems. And then finally, he will ask Parikshit, which loka you want to go? You want to go to Atal, Vital, Sutal, Talatal, Mahatal, Patal? Where you want to go? And then Parikshit will say, no, I don't want to go to any of these. I simply want to go back to Krishna's lotus feet. That should be our realization after hearing everything. One devotee, he heard Sanatana Goswami's example, where Sanatana Goswami gives an example that when a bell metal is mixed with mercury, the gold is produced. In the same way, a conditioned soul, when he gets mercy of parampara through initiation, he becomes pure soul. Example, Sanatana Goswami says, he set up the whole laboratory in temple. He got bell metal, he got mercury, and he was doing experiment how to get the gold. So actually he could not get the essence of the example, but he got stuck to the procedure of creating gold. In the same way, we don't have to get stuck in the details of 5th canto. Which loka is where are those 4 elephants balancing the Bhumandala, earth is flat or it's round, or where is this different lokas, how is hellish planetary systems. We don't have to go into all these technicalities. We understand the essence, that this whole world is a place of misery, no matter what, wherever we are. And if we want to practice Krishna consciousness, we can practice even in Sutal Loka, like Bali Maharaj. We can practice Krishna consciousness even in Brahma Loka, like Brahma. Anywhere we can practice Krishna consciousness and go back home, back to Godhead. Hare Krishna. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Anybody has any comments or questions? Yes.
Thank you very much for this lecture. When you were mentioning that one part of tree that, like the when we are contaminated by the three modes, or when we have
Attached to material desire.
we lack of the mercy of the Lord, and we cannot perform pure devotional service. But then I was thinking, is it actually that the Lord is not bestowing the mercy upon us, or we are actually not.
It's not like that. Lord is ready to give all empowerment to the living entities. If we really see how merciful Lord is, He has made Krishna consciousness so easy. Just by taking His name, we can, the same result in previous ages, big austerities, big yagyas would give. Just by chanting holy name, we get the same destination. So Lord is making it more easy. But the thing is, are we going to value it? Suppose I give a gift to somebody and he throws it away. That will not benefit the person. So Lord is ready to give, but He is checking how eager we are to receive. That is important. And how Lord sees we are eager, at least we are trying. We will never become qualified. That, okay, Lord, now I am qualified, give me Krishna Prem. No. Krishna sees, okay, at least he is trying. Like suppose a small child, he wants to pick up something which is placed on a height. And he's jumping to get that object. He's jumping from 1 hour just to get a simple thing which is kept on a cupboard or some table. He cannot reach his hand, he's jumping to get that object. Mother will see, oh, he's jumping from 1 hour to get this object. He will never be able to get it by jumping. Let me give it to him. Mother picks it up, give to the child. That is Lord's mercy. Yes, it is causeless, but we attract that causeless mercy by our endeavors. Our endeavors will not make Krishna to give us mercy, but Krishna sees we want it. We are eager to get it. Srila Prabhupada was on morning walk. I think it was Atlanta or somewhere. He was walking in a park. And there were ducks, small ducks. And they were crying for food. And Prabhupada gave food to one duck. And Prabhupada asked, why I gave this duck more food? The devotees could not answer. Then Prabhupada said, because this particular duck was creating the maximum noise. He was wanting it badly. He was wanting it more than anybody else, so I gave it to him. Similarly, we have to show to Krishna, or we have to display our eagerness and sincerity by at least trying. And then Krishna is ready to give all the help. Didn't he give help to Prahlad Maharaj? Didn't he give help to Pandavas? Didn't he give help to so many devotees? So we have to just try our best. And then he is ready to give all mercy. He is standing there for giving mercy. Why he is standing? He is giving mercy day and night. But we have to show our eagerness to receive it. When you are hungry, you will like even simple prasad. When you are full, even Rajbhog is given, you'll feel, no, it's not cooked properly today. So we have to become eager to receive that mercy. Then we value it, we treasure it, we are grateful to receive it. That's the point. Anyone else? Any other point?
I was wondering, because in the beginning you were mentioning that we know that we are influenced by the material nature when we don't feel like doing something with
Yes.
But is it possible to change the material nature if you, for example, even if you, for example, don't feel inspired to chant?
Yes.
That you still do it?
Yes.
Does it change or?
Very much. That's the process of Krishna consciousness. Cheto Darpana Marjana is cleansing process. Like when we are sick, we don't want to eat medicine, but still we take it. Why? Because we know by taking this medicine, I'll be cured. So 3 modes will become so heavy. No, don't chant, don't go to temple, just be away. When you go to do this service, you will have so many problems. So many things will come in mind. But we have to convince ourselves, this is my medicine. I have to still take it. And when the medicine starts to work, this devotional service becomes more and more sweet. It becomes more and more relishable. Sri Rupa Goswami gives an example of jaundice. When somebody has a jaundice, even sweet things taste bitter. But the cure of jaundice is sugar candy. So if we take that sugar candy, it will taste bitter. But while taking that medicine, slowly, the taste will come back. It will again feel sweet. In the same way, we practice Krishna consciousness. Sometimes we don't like to do it, sometimes we may like to do it, but still we push it. And when we push it, the cleansing process removes all effects of the anarthas, effects of the 3 modes. Brahma bhuyaya kalpate, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita. The devotee rises above the three modes and then he is situated in steady devotional service, fixed devotional service. All we have to do is maintain regularity. For a sadhaka, only thing he can do is maintain regularity. Taste is up to Krishna. Relishing the process is up to Krishna. On our part, we can just maintain regularity. And therefore, when Srila Prabhupada established ISKCON, he didn't ask devotees, oh, chant with love. Because chanting with love is not in our hands. But he said, okay, at least chant 16 rounds. Okay, at least stay in ISKCON. Read my books. He didn't expect relish my books. Yes, we have to relish the books. But it will only come when we will read it every day. We have to relish chanting, but it will only come when we will chant every day. No matter what. Some days are good, some days are not good. Some days snow, some days no snow. But still we have to carry out our duties. That is sadhaka, consistency. Okay?
Yeah, sometimes you're always like, for example, the mode of ignorance is still coming up, and then you try your best to be more like in the sattva guna, but then I just wonder, why is it always coming?
One time, one devotee asked a similar thing to Srila Prabhupada. He said, Prabhupada, we try our best to be Krishna conscious, but sometimes we fall in Maya. Prabhupada said, no, you are always in Maya, sometimes you fall in Krishna consciousness. So actually we are in this mode of material nature from time immemorial, so many lifetimes. Ignorance, passion is overpowering us. In this life, we are trying to be Krishna conscious. So we should be more happy and grateful that at least we are trying. Krishna consciousness is the path of hope. We should be happy that at least we are trying in this lifetime, which we didn't do for so many lifetimes. This lifetime we are doing it. And let's depend on Krishna's mercy. And let's attract His mercy. He will help. You know, one word Prabhupada used in his song, Markine Bhagavad Dharma. Prabhupada wrote one song on the Jaladuta ship, Bado Kripa Koile Krishna. He uses one particular term for Krishna. He calls Krishna Kautuki. Kautuki means magician. Now what magician does? Magician, sometimes he will take out a rabbit from the hat. You know, you've seen that? He can create things. He may make some things disappear. Of course, it's a art. But Prabhupada called Krishna as magician. Why? Prabhupada is saying, Krishna, you can do even things which are impossible for living entity to do themselves. In a flash of a second, you can make us pure devotee. In a flash of a second, you can clean our heart completely and put your love in our hearts. That is power of Krishna. But all we have to do is try our best. With gratitude, with hope, we have to try. And then Krishna is ready, as was telling in Mataji's answer. He is ready to give all help. We have to try our best. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Another question, thank you. When you were mentioning about the envy and the Vaikuntha, consciousness is non-envious actually. I was reminded of the statement Prabhupada once thought that actually the world can take over, like Krishna consciousness ISKCON can take over the whole world in 18 days.
18 days, yeah.
And we know how he appreciated cooperation so much. So I think this is also like the difference between the days back then and now, maybe that we're not spreading really. So could you maybe enlighten us how we can practically take some steps towards this non-envious, because we can tell ourselves that, yeah, okay, I'm not envious, but
we have to have higher purpose. Like husband-wife fights. You know, husband-wife would not fight. There fights always in husband and wife. Can other family member interfere in the fight of husband and wife? Is it possible? Never. If any other family member interfere in husband-wife fight, now they will become one, they will become together, and they say, why are you interfering between husband and wife? Right? Now imagine a family, maybe 10 members in a family. They fight among themselves. But can a neighbor interfere in the fight of family members? If they do, all family members become one. And they say, you are a neighbor, you're not a family member, why are you interfering? Right? Now sometimes there are intercity sports. You have seen that? Intercity sports. Now when there are intercity sports, now all city members become one, united. And they feel we are together and you are another city. And they're inter-nation sports. Sometimes they're war in two nations. Now whole nation become together. Now neighbors do not fight. They become one. Okay, we have to be together because we have fight with another nation. Why I'm telling this example? Higher the cause, it becomes easier to cooperate. If we stick on to our personal agendas, we can never cooperate. We have to reflect that what is the common thread binding all of us? Who is that Sutre Gani Manayeva? Who is that thread who is binding all pearls of ISKCON? That is Srila Prabhupada. And the more devotees reflect on what mission he came to execute, what he wanted us to follow, it will become easier to cooperate. Now, problem starts when we become personally motivated. My success, my advancement, my temple, my guru, myself in the center becomes problem. But when we put Srila Prabhupada in the center, when we put him as the focus of all our endeavors, it becomes much easier to cooperate. Suppose you went to Mayapur and you are given a proposal which 20 other devotees didn't like. You have to understand, they also understand Srila Prabhupada. And if 20 devotees are telling me, this is not a good proposal, I should accept it because maybe it is best for the movement. But now, if you put myself in the center, what I'll think? My proposal, they don't understand how to preach. What they've achieved, I can do so much, but they are becoming obstruction in my service. That is not a good attitude. So if we have higher purpose, cooperation becomes much easier. We lose higher purpose, cooperation becomes difficult. Like you're talking about Prabhupada's time. Why devotees could achieve so much? Because they put Srila Prabhupada in the center. Just for one smile of Srila Prabhupada, they could do anything. And therefore Krishna consciousness spread so far and wide. Of course, there was sadhana, they were chanting, they were reading Prabhupada books. That is still there. But that common factor, that common higher purpose to please Srila Prabhupada has to come back. We have to remove ourselves from the center, put Srila Prabhupada and Krishna in the center. It becomes much easier. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes. Adhikeshwar Prabhu.
Could you elaborate a little bit more? You said that when we have material desires, we can't really please the spiritual master or the pure devotee. Isn't it at the same time, if we have lots of material desire, but we completely depend on Krishna to fulfill them, and that is okay?
See, there are two things. One is, I am deceased and I need help of a doctor. Then I'll be cured. But I have disease, I don't trust the doctor. I don't take medicine what doctor is giving, I can never be cured. So having disease is not a problem. Having material desire is not that serious problem. Problem is how much we want to rectify that situation. So when we have too many material desires, and spiritual master is telling, become humble, chant your rounds nicely, love Krishna, serve humbly, it doesn't enter our heart because we have some other agenda. We don't want that. So then these teachings don't work. Then the medicine don't work. But if somebody has so many material desires, but they want to get rectified, then they try their best. Okay, this is my medicine. I may have so many material desires, but I want to come to the level of pure devotional service. So he gets rectified. So problem is not in having material desire. Problem is attitude, if we really want to come out of it or not. That's the point I think Bali Maharaj is mentioning also. That if I want to hold on to my dirt of heart, I can't follow Prahlad Maharaj. But if I follow him, this dirt will go away automatically. So that's the thing. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Sri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Patit Pavan Gaur Nitai ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare Bol. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. time we have to reach if the train is at 8?
20, 20.
And how far is the
Just about 15 minutes.
Zurich HP?
The